Reverend Dr. Paxton J.A. Price, founder of Paxton's Foundation and Church of Redemption. He is an entrepreneur, a TV and radio host, better known as The Rev. This show is designed just for you, the listener, to educate, entertain, and equip you. Now sit back, buckle up, and now let's roll with The Rev.
America, you know what time it is, Faith in Sports. You know what we do every day. We bring you the latest in sports. And after this weekend, Ryan, let me tell you something. My bracket is messed up. Because I done seen some teams win. I'm just going to start off with the team that I ain't think was going to win. That Florida team.
Yeah. That right
Florida
there.
Atlantic.
That Florida team. But you know what? It's that makes me ask the question.
Yeah.
Are we looking at upsets, or are we looking at
teams just ranked too high in the first place?
Yeah, or are we looking at the maturation of what happens in college now? These players are going to these big schools,
yes,
just to be seen, but they're having 1 year, and then they're going to the NBA. So they're not really truly learning the game of basketball. These lower schools who are taking the time to learn and build their skills, they're beating these teams that are supposed to be the good teams.
There's in this last 16 teams, there is no blue blood teams.
No.
Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, they're not there.
Kansas
not there. Now you got Florida Atlantic.
Who would have thought Florida? Yeah, my bracket is destroyed.
My thing all messed up. I didn't think Florida Atlantic gonna make it, but they played well so far in this tournament, and they move on to the Sweet 16.
And what is showing me is these, higher ranked teams. They're not learning how to fight through adversity.
That's right.
Because what they've been just banking on is just pure talent. But after talent, you're going to run into something where it's going to test your talent.
Yes.
To see if you got the heart to do it.
And another thing I noticed that in the Sweet 16, all but Alabama, all these teams are older teams.
Yeah.
Like the Princeton team that the Rev never thought in 1,000 years.
And we're not even going to make fun of Princeton no more.
Not at all. I never thought in 1,000 years Princeton would make the Sweet 16.
And both games were blowouts.
And they blew out their opponent.
Yeah.
Both games.
It was no question from the jump.
Yes, yeah. Who was the better team? Princeton has been the better team. The first two games they played, they've been the better team by far.
Number 15, Princeton to beat number 2, Arizona?
And not just beat them. Beat them bad.
Yeah. I mean, it was they made them go get their own switch.
Princeton. I ain't never thought I was going to see Princeton go to the Sweet 16.
And then we said when they got to Missouri, it's over.
Yeah, the Rev just knew it was over when they got to Missouri. They're going to play the Missouri Tigers. They wasn't great.
No.
Missouri Tigers was not great. They were not great at all.
They were cereal.
They were that soggy cereal. You ever make your cereal and then somebody call you on the phone and you lose track of the cereal, it's all soggy. You got to throw that mess away. Throw that mess away. That's what the Princeton with the Missouri Tigers were.
And
soggy cereal.
And now Princeton is playing Creighton.
And Creighton is another team.
Yeah, and I don't even want to.
I expect Creighton to go that far.
This is going to be. But this is why.
Yeah.
This is why this tournament is what it is.
Yeah, that's why the tournament is so great.
Yep.
This is why it's so fantastic. This is why it's March Madness, and we noticed the madness.
Yeah,
we noticed the madness.
And Tennessee and Duke.
Oh man!
Now you said that was one of the games you picked that you said Tennessee was going to beat.
I thought Tennessee,
and they did. Duke just ran. I mean, but this is what we talked about with Duke being young.
Yeah,
how
were they
going to play from behind? And Tennessee showed them.
And playing an older team. Tennessee, and I got my Tennessee orange on right now because Tennessee acted a fool.
And they play Florida Atlantic.
They play Florida Atlantic.
That's gonna be. Man, hey.
Man, listen.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. I'm ready. I'm ready. I like what I've seen out of Tennessee. I think Tennessee is one of those teams that are gonna get to the Elite Eight, no doubt. But we see some awesome games.
Now, what about Michigan? Let's talk about Michigan State.
Michigan State, the Spartans.
Here's another one for me.
This is Sparta.
Yeah, that's my movie. Too.
That's your movie.
That's my movie. 300. Yeah.
This is madness. No, this is not madness. This is Sparta.
So now we got Michigan State versus Kansas State. Now Kansas State put on the show too.
First of all, hold on. Somebody tell me in that movie when the guy who brought the king's word, and he said this is madness, and then the Spartan guy was like, this ain't madness, this is Sparta, right? He said, this is, but he gives the kicking. Man, you know, somebody go kick me off slow like that, I'm gonna move out the way.
And then too, why are you standing right in front of a cliff?
Yeah, and you know I ain't gonna stand in front of no big old hole.
Nah, we're not doing that.
You gonna walk me over to the hole and then kick me off slow. I ain't getting kicked off slow.
I can't take none of my boys with me?
Nah, no, sir.
But that's why it's a movie.
That's why it's a movie. It was good, though. It was good, you know.
No, it was a good movie.
Yeah,
it made for, the drama was good.
The drama was good, but, you know.
He fell slow, too.
He fell slow. and if I fall, I ain't gonna fall slow. I want to get down there immediately.
Yeah, that's torture, man.
Yeah.
And when you look at these games, man, when you talk about Michigan State, I didn't think Marquette. I'm shocked at Marquette because you being the number 2 seed. I thought you was gonna be a little tougher than that.
I thought Marquette was gonna beat them for sure. But you know, that's why you gotta play the game.
Yeah,
that's why you gotta play the game. And we seen some real upsets. I mean, real upsets.
Yeah. Kansas is it wasn't like they didn't play. They were trying. They only lost by 1 point to Arkansas.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it wasn't a good game. But Arkansas just, I think
Big Suey.
They still in it, man.
That's the dumbest cheer in the history of cheers.
Kansas got caught off guard and they never could get they could never get back.
Yeah. That Arkansas team, they showed a lot of fortitude by hanging in there with a tough team, and they came on top, and that's a good Arkansas team, very good Arkansas team.
Now I want to go over some of these brackets for this Sweet 16.
Let's go over. Let's do it.
We're gonna start over here with my squad.
Okay, Houston.
Yeah,
Houston. Hello.
Houston is playing University of Miami.
Uh-oh. I'm going Miami too.
Now I told you that.
I'm going Miami.
Here's the thing. Now I've seen some chinks.
That's a Ryan bracket. Mess it up.
Yeah, because Houston's been my number 1 seed going all the way through. They're still number 1 seed.
Right.
I've seen the little chinks in the armor. They've been struggling.
Yeah.
They've been struggling, but they've, towards the end of games, they pull away come second half.
Right.
So, I mean, we're going to see. I got them beating Miami.
Okay. I'm picking Miami this one. Hurricanes.
Miami's been
playing. Hurricane season 2, by the way.
Miami's been playing better than I thought.
Yeah, Miami. One thing I like about Miami, like their whole team plays their position. You know what I mean? Like they're not really a big team. I think their center is like 6'7".
Yeah.
But when you watch him, he's down low, rebounding.
Yeah.
And everybody like plays their role. Their shooters shoot. That's what they do. They don't do nothing but shoot. Their point guard, he runs the team. He don't do nothing but run the team. Mm-hmm. Like they play their positions.
And this was the team that I said Drake was gonna beat him.
Yeah.
And it was close first round.
I mean, Drake is good musically, but
that's about it.
That's about it.
See, but that was the closest game that they've had.
Yeah, that
was Drake.
Yeah.
After that, then they beat Indiana. Now but let me tell you something about it.
Now they go to Houston.
Yeah, Houston got some big boys over there.
Houston, athletic team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, Miami they play a small lineup,
and that might be difficult for Houston.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a real good game.
I can't let it happen.
Man,
Come on, Houston.
Come on, Miami. What's up, Ryan Brackett?
Now let's go to number 3 Xavier versus number 2 Texas.
And you know I got Texas on this one.
Yeah, I got
Hook 'em horns.
I got Texas. I got.
That's what they do. They do this thing.
Yeah, look, it's crazy, but I got Texas.
You got Texas on this.
Never would have thought I said I got.
Yeah, I know you said you ain't like the Texas.
Yeah,
schools.
but Xavier. See, and this is when Xavier's gonna win. But I'm gonna go with Texas. Maybe this is what I'm picking Texas and they'll lose.
Right, and hoping they lose.
So there you go.
Now I got Texas. I got Texas in this one. I got Texas.
And then you got number 8 Arkansas versus number 4 UConn.
And come on, Arkansas. Pig Suey all the way.
And you got. So
I'm going Pig Suey all the way.
I was going to say, it seems like you're going to be going with Arizona. Arkansas.
I'm going Arkansas all the way to the doggone Final Four. Arkansas.
I'm going UConn.
You going UConn on this one?
I'm going UConn.
Big East school.
Just because you went Arkansas.
Okay, all right.
I'm going UConn.
You know, I like the Big East, but I'm going Arkansas on this one.
And then you got Gonzaga, number 3 Gonzaga against number 2 UCLA. Who would have thought UCLA was going to be in this
I
thing?
didn't trust UCLA, but they've been playing very good basketball, and I think they done won the Rev over, and I think the Rev gonna go with UCLA on this one. This ain't my official bracket. Let's wait till Wednesday to get my official bracket.
Now let's go to the South
because everything's been on the slant. Been on a slant.
Now in this tournament, everything has been on a slant. Now let's go to the South. You're number 1 seed.
There it is, Alabama.
Alabama versus
basketball school.
This is gonna be a good game, Red. This is versus your sleeper, San Diego State. Come on, man.
This is how far I got San Diego State going, though.
You did say that.
They did their job.
Yep.
But now Alabama gonna put on.
And this is what you said.
That's what I said for San Diego State. They
You
was
said
my
I
sleeper
got them
team.
going to the Sweet 16,
Yep.
and that was it.
That's all.
So I guess the bus stop here for
the
that.
bus stops here.
Alabama just looks.
But they look ready. Alabama looks ready. They look like they can bring a national championship home.
I don't know, because the national championship game could be Houston versus Alabama,
and that's what I hope. Well, I mean,
that's gonna make for good. That's gonna make for good favorite sports
that's
TV.
That's the best TV matchup.
Ooh, that's gonna be. My goodness.
Alabama and Houston.
So now you got number 6 Creighton against number 3 Baylor.
Oh man.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Number 6 Creighton versus I messed up.
Yeah.
Number 6 Creighton versus number 15 Princeton.
Lord have mercy. How does Princeton get this far?
They won't go away.
They won't go away.
And they gonna beat Princeton. I'm going with Princeton. They gonna beat Creighton.
You going Princeton on this one? I'm going Creighton then. I'm going Creighton. Come on, Creighton. Come on, Creighton.
Regardless of who wins.
Yeah, no, regardless, this is
this
Cinderella team.
This gonna be the last win because whoever wins that game is gonna have to go against Alabama.
Yeah, these are 2 Cinderella teams that I had no clue was going to get this far.
Reb, I didn't have Creighton beating NC State in the first round.
I didn't expect Creighton to get this far, and I darn sure didn't expect Princeton to get this far. So both these teams, the max out in my mind. But I'll go Creighton on this one.
So then you got number 9, Florida Atlantic versus number 4 Tennessee. We talked about this, didn't we?
We talked about this. Yeah.
You said Tennessee?
I got Tennessee.
I got Tennessee.
I got Tennessee.
And then you got number 3 Kansas State versus number 2 Michigan State.
Kansas State, Michigan State, the Spartans.
I'm going with.
Who you going with?
I can't big up Michigan State and not go with them. I'm going with Michigan State.
You going with Spartans? Yeah. I'm going Kansas State then. I'm going Kansas State. They ain't got nothing else to do in Kansas. What you do in Kansas?
Yeah.
What does brothers do in Kansas?
Look for Dorothy.
Yeah. I mean, look out for hurricanes. That's about it. I mean, what can you do in Kansas? I don't understand.
And I tell you what, with this tournament, these games are on all day long, man.
Man, listen, I was loving it.
What? This weekend was beautiful.
I had to go to the building in Wilmington because we had a little flood on the week, and the people came. The carpet cleaning people came, right? Mm-hmm. So they parked around back, and my Mercedes truck was parked right like where the door at. So I go out to the door to see him come in, and the man got the truck, and the man says, "Whose truck is this?" I'm thinking to myself, see, this is why in America we need to change things up. First of all, you on my property.
I know. Yeah.
Great work for me. Asking me who truck it is. I almost said it's your mama truck. But I ain't say that. I was like, that's my truck. He said, well, I need to get my van in here so we get the equipment. And I'm thinking, no, what you need to do
It's parked behind my truck.
is ask nicely, and I might move my Mercedes van. And, I was looking at him, and he looking at me. And then I guess he figured out. He was like, well, I mean, if it's possible to move it. I was like, no, it's possible. It's possible, but it's also possible you great catch these hands talking all crazy.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, hey, I don't think he wanted to do the work, man.
Man, I mean, yeah, he act like he didn't want to work. But they got in there, they got the job done. But I was in there watching the game while they was in there cleaning. That's what I was saying. I was watching the game. I was so happy all the games were on. I was just watching it.
Every channel you turn to,
Every
man,
channel.
it's on.
I was going back and forth to the channels.
Yeah, you turn to all the ESPNs.
I popped some popcorn.
Yeah. Everybody, was anybody looking for you?
No. It was nobody there but me. Then my wife came, and Dr. Pookie, you know how she is, right? So I'm in there, and the people are cleaning, and they almost done. They actually almost done. And my wife comes in, and she looks at me, and I'm watching the game, eating my popcorn, and she's like, "This all you did all day?" I was like, first of all, the people are in there working. I'm supervising. This is what supervisors do.
You supervising
I was supervising them.
You supervising the tournament.
I was supervising the tournament in them. My job is to write the check. That's what I get paid to do. Write the check.
So let me ask you, because I had brought this up a little earlier, right? These games, these college games, it's creating an atmosphere which is leading into the NBA now.
Yes.
To where you don't really got to put in too much work, because you look at some of these bigger schools, these players are going to the school to get recognition.
Yes.
But like Kentucky has a option in their program where you play 1 year and then you
can move on.
You can move on to the NBA.
Yeah.
So now these players are doing this, but when you get into the NBA
You're not ready.
Now you're not ready, and now it's teaching and training these players that I can sit out for a couple games.
Right.
I got an attitude.
Right.
I don't feel like playing, so that's what I'm going to do.
Well, coaching in today's young people must be hard because they have so many options now. There was a time where you committed to a school and you was committed to that school, and if coach got on you, you had to be able to deal with that and you make yourself better. But now, coach get on you, you like, oh well, I'm leaving. I'm going to another school.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you hollered at me. I don't
they
like
transferring.
Yeah,
now.
they transfer to a different school. So it makes it harder to coach now. But at the same time, as young people, you have to realize that sometimes the best things for you are the hardest things for you. That difficulty makes you stronger. That it's like weight training. The reason why you pump the weights is because the resistance builds up your muscles, and you might not like it because I don't like when I lift weights, but they build up my muscles. That's why the rep muscles are so big, by the way.
So here's the thing, when you're a lot of these kids now, they're learning as soon as something gets hard, just leave.
Yeah.
That's what you're teaching them.
That's what their society is teaching them, that unfortunately that when things get hard, you could just transfer and move on.
Yeah. So now in life, when you get older, if something gets hard, and I don't want to get too deep, but this is some of the stuff that happens now when you're moving into marriage.
Yes.
You're moving into stuff like that now. When something gets hard, everybody just wipes their hands and leaves.
Yes. It's a culture that if you don't like something, you just move on. And like you said, relationships or the number one telltale sign of people not being able to deal with difficulty, that they get in relationships and they move on. As a matter of fact, funny that you said that, because I just heard it on a video today. The guy was giving the lady advice, and this the God is my witness that the advice he gave the lady was having trouble in her relationship with this other guy, and the guy said, well, the best way to get over a man is to get with another man. Like, that was actually what he said. I just watched it today. That was his advice. That when you get difficulty in a relationship, you just get into another relationship.
See, this is why God is who he is.
Yes.
Because long time ago, he said, it ain't the flesh that you're dealing with,
That's
man.
right.
It is the powers and principalities
That's right.
that you're dealing with. So man, people crazy, bro.
I mean, unfortunately, they've been taught and exposed to the wrong things.
To get over somebody.
Yeah, to get over
is
a
to
man,
get
to get another man. That's actually what he said in the video.
But people wonder why you can't get yourself together, because your spirit is spread out on this block,
Yes.
on that block,
Yes.
on that block over there, because you done been messing with this person and this person, and you wonder why you can't get it together.
You've been making connections with all type of people, and those connections have left their fingerprints, their mark on you. And then you don't understand why you're not stable, why you have anxiety, why you are confused, is because you have allowed people to put their fingerprints on your life. You know, if a person commit a crime, what the police do is they dust for fingerprints. And they say, oh, we know this person was here because that's his fingerprint saying that he was there, that his hands were on this item, on this person.
And that's how you find out who done something.
Yeah, they left their mark. The mark of the beast. Not the beast, but a beast.
But
you could be marked with a beast.
Yeah. And hey, man, that's how.
I mean, and you know, that's why people they're confused and frustrated in life, because they made too many connections.
We got real deep, really.
I mean, you know,
we was talking about
March Madness.
Hey,
cause you to go deep.
Hey, we went there, but
the deepness of the madness.
But we needed to go there.
Somebody
needed to hear that.
Somebody needed to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is for. I love when people say that. I don't know who this is for.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't even know where to pick back up, Rev.
But let's go on to the next game. What next game we have?
Well, that was the end of it.
That's all.
Yeah, that was because
those
are the games we waiting on.
That's the game we wait on.
Yeah.
Well,
all them games, they don't start till the 24th, Rev.
Yeah, Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday. I can't wait to Thursday. I done had so much of the March Madness.
That was a good weekend.
I mean, it was great. It was fantastic.
But you know what, too, that I can say that I appreciate about this tournament? There's a whole lot more defense than you see in the NBA.
Everybody's trying hard as they can.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go home.
These games are 66 and 71. That's a halftime score in the NBA.
I was watching that Miami game, and they were playing defense. Alabama too. Alabama was playing defense. Miami was playing defense, and they were playing defense hard. No one wants to go home.
No, and
the best thing about the tournament is you win and you move on,
and you know that this is the last chance you got.
Last chance.
So and a lot of these teams, some of these games, for example, the Houston game against Northern Kentucky. Oh, it was close.
Yeah.
And halftime.
But look, you was shook for a minute.
Yeah, shook. I text you. I said, this ain't right, man. Something ain't right. Halftime, they was down 10.
Right.
But those defensive adjustments.
That's right.
Coming out of halftime, yeah.
Second half, Houston came out there like, okay, yeah.
That's the Houston I've been waiting to see.
Right. We ain't playing no games now.
But you can't do that every game.
No, not at all.
No, you can't. No, you don't want to do that, because you go up against somebody, again, like a Miami.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna be so.
Houston came out there like on like on the movie. What's the movie with the black guy and he was the Last Dragon? That's what they call Last Dragon. And remember when my man Sure Enough was fighting the Last Dragon guy, and the Last Dragon guy he had kicked him, and Sure Enough was like, "Playtime over, boy." That's how Houston came out there second half, like playtime over.
It looked totally different, and Auburn looked like
they was overmatched.
Yeah, they like we can't.
Yeah, they was overmatched.
We can't do nothing with
Right,
them now.
right.
That's what I want to see though.
I mean, Houston got that type of talent.
Can they just?
Yeah.
Can they put
They
it all
play
together?
all the time.
Yeah,
they
man.
play it
Lord have mercy.
consistently. The way they have the ability to play, because they do it consistently is the question.
Like
I hope
Alabama.
I hope they lose.
But Alabama does it consistently every game.
Alabama.
They were. You can say it was a little bit of a struggle in the first half,
Right.
against Maryland.
Right. Maryland gave them the best shot, and then Alabama was like, "That's all you got?
Yeah,
We got a whole nother level."
yeah, and it was.
They're good. They're real good. And the boy Miller.
Cause think about it, the first game, Miller didn't score, and they won by 20.
Yeah. The boy Miller is stepping his game up. I mean, I'm impressed with the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
I picked them from the beginning to win it.
Yeah.
And they on pace. We'll see what they do. But you know, the pressure goes up a level now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it goes up a level now.
And this goes back to, this is why you're seeing these schools. We always talk about Duke, but this is why you know, being a basketball program, this is why you see some of these schools now. Alabama, this was the football school.
You're right.
But now some of them players over in football, they jump in 1 year, 2 years to the NFL, and now you see the basketball.
Yeah.
It's starting to mature because they had to grind their way now, and now they look unstoppable, man.
They look like a basketball school now.
Yeah, man.
Roll Tide. Denzel Washington.
They look.
Crimson Tide.
But this is going to be a good game. I don't want to take nothing away from San Diego State.
No. Now listen. You know, San Diego State was my sleeper.
Yeah.
They have played the best they could, I believe. Now they just playing Alabama's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they went in there and dusted Fur Man.
Yeah, I mean Fur Man. I do my fur, man.
Yeah, that wasn't even.
Yeah, that was it. That wasn't even fair.
Got a little hot, man.
Man, listen. You can't wear it. You can't wear fur in the spring. You can't wear fur in the spring.
Yeah, man. It
Fur
was
for winter.
It's
the first day of spring. They ain't know. They ain't recognize.
But it goes. I mean, it just goes to show that, hey, they got some work to do.
Yeah, I mean, they did well though. They did well.
You made it to where you could get.
Hats off to them.
Yeah. Now San Diego State and Alabama. That's gonna be a good. That's gonna be a good game. I'll say for the first half.
San Diego State University.
It'll be a good game.
Be close the first half.
Yeah.
And then Alabama pull away.
Yeah, Brandon Miller.
Yeah, he is the truth. I mean,
Brandon Miller, and it's great. He's a freshman.
The spin move he made is the spin move the Rev used to make back in the day.
See, but here,
I think he's been watching my YouTube tape.
You got YouTube tape?
Yeah, I got YouTube tape.
What's it called?
The Could Have Been Go.
You did.
Featuring the Rev.
It's a spin move, man.
That's my spin move. He been watching my tape. That's my spin move. When I saw him do it, I was like, oh, he been watching my tape. He must. You can order my tape. Order the Rev tape. If you want to work on your game, order the Rev tape.
So that's what Brandon Miller's been doing.
That's what he did. He got my tape.
Same exact spin move.
That is my spin move. I used to do that. I can't do it now. I used to do it back in the day.
On that note,
I probably can do it now, but I just ain't did it in a long time because when the Rev move now, stuff pops and cracks now. You don't want stuff to be popping.
But you can still do a spin move.
Oh no, I still can do it.
It just take a little longer.
Yeah, it's just stuff
like
popping
Luka.
and cracking.
That's like Luka.
Yeah, like Luka. Yeah, like Luka got the slow spin.
It's still effective.
It's still effective. It's still effective, and you got to be able to take your time.
Yeah.
Because everything has its time, and one of the things we do at Faith in Sports is we want to give our time to God. That's what we do. We give our time to God. We dedicate everything we do to God. We put God first. We put the kingdom of God first. In America, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. You don't want to miss this.
On the morning of the third day, the power of the living God erupts, breaking through death with the moment that will define all other moments. Perched at the edge of heaven, the angels stand in awe as one of their own rolls away the stone, that's guarding the body of Jesus. As if anything can guard Jesus. He walks out of the tomb alive. He is victorious. He is conquering death and rendering the grave unnecessary. He is living and moving and breathing as only the risen Son of God can. But the story isn't over. We are, every one of us, searching and hoping and longing for life. It's a desire that's been deposited into our souls by the very same God who spoke it all into existence. And it's this exact life that the resurrection of Jesus invites us into. So bring your hopes, your regrets, your successes and your failures. Bring your doubts, your joys, your fears, and your dreams. Be resolute and unwilling to settle for anything less than the abundant life of the risen King. Because truly, if the story isn't over, then what happens next might just change everything.
In America, everything is changing. Everything is changing for the better, Ryan. And you know, I want to change into the NFL, Ryan, because this past weekend, there has been a lot of moves. And the number one move that was made this past weekend, Brandon Cook got traded to the Dallas Cowboys. I know you scared, my brother. I know you scared.
No, I'm not scared, but this makes for good.
Hey, Rev, he's scared.
Here's one for the rookie who runs right by the other rookie, Jimmy Ward. A perfectly thrown football by Drew Brees and Brandon Cooks. A lot of people saying, but he's only averaging 9 yards per
receivers. Because that's probably.
Gabby, how does that make you feel?
I mean, he can play everywhere.
Oh, I feel moisturized.
Yeah. He's I forget.
Wait, a yummy
I seen a stat
Oreo
where it
cookie
says
meets a soft baked cake.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the difference that the Cowboys had to have to win this 3 out of 4 Super Bowls.
Johnson out of the backfield.
3 out of 4. They got the speed. They one thing about speed. Speed changes things.
Oh, that's true. Now we've seen that.
Brandon Cook got the speed.
We've seen that.
Oh man! Now Brandon Cook got the speed.
That's a good.
Now the Eagles are scared. Eagle fans took off their Eagle hat and put on their Sixers hat. They scared.
And that is a touchdown.
I like that.
On the final play of the game.
I see what you did.
They had an Eagle hat on. Look at the Steelers before they had it, but now they got switched to the Sixers hat because they scared.
The Eagles will be back. You know that.
Yeah, they're gonna be back.
The Eagles hat will be
They're
back.
gonna be back in last place. They'll be back. They'll be back.
It's NBA season. You want to rep the other team. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's true. That's true.
It's gonna make for a good. That's what the Cowboys do. You know, they want to be seen on TV.
I mean, when you put together the best football team,
it's not going to change anything.
When you put together the best football team, everybody wants to see you on TV.
What this is going to do is just make it more hurtful to everyone's heart. At the end of the season.
When we win the Super Bowl.
No, when
everybody's heart gonna be hurting.
When the collapse happens.
We ain't never collapse. We
the
dynasty
happens.
of all dynasties.
But it was a good move.
Thank you.
I'll say it was a good move. It was a Cowboys move.
It was.
I will say that.
Top notch. That's Dallas Cowboys represent top notch.
I wouldn't say that. I just say it was a Cowboys move.
Dallas Cowboys represent top notch.
Jerry Jones hires names. You realize that?
What happens is he gets the best players because we the best organization.
Now another good move that y'all made.
Yeah.
Stephon Gilmore.
We're going to Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Rev here to tell you. Rev will bring the truth. The truth is Dallas Cowboys going to Super Bowl this year.
The Lions signed free agent Gardner Johnson to a 1-year deal.
Guess where he's from?
Philadelphia.
He's from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys keep gaining pieces. Philadelphia Eagles keep losing pieces.
It's only March.
That's true.
It's only March. We got the draft.
A lot of stuff. Yeah,
we got the draft. Then later on that there could be. You never know.
More moves. A whole lot more moves coming. Yeah.
Now here's another thing that the Panthers be doing. Panthers been signing a lot of people.
Listen, the Panthers got a little faster on their offense.
They done signed Adam Thielen.
He brings a lot of speed over there.
He's a veteran,
and he got paid good money.
And you know what? I think he needed to get out of Minnesota, man.
He need a fresh start.
Yeah, it's at the Wild, man. Kirk Cousins just wears on you.
I bet he does.
You see, Stephon Diggs left up out of there too.
Listen,
and
I bet
once
he does.
Stephon Diggs left, boy, them things changed for him.
Man, listen. What the Carolina Panthers trying to do, and they got the first pick. They trying to put together a offense that can compete, and in that division, they could compete next year.
Yeah, they could win that division.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Easy. I mean, depending on who they draft for quarterback, but yeah,
That's the
key.
I'm not taking nothing from him. Quarterback from Alabama.
Young.
I'm not taking nothing from Young, but
I'm going CJ.
if you're smart, there you go. Go C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, I'm going CJ.
I think he's the more ready quarterback. And if you put pieces around him, I mean, the thing that changed for me was that game against Georgia.
Man, he looked good, didn't he?
Ooh, man. He had over 400 yards, man,
He
against the number one defense.
He looked like a grown man playing against kids.
And he would have beat him
I thought the defense would have.
if it wasn't for the kicker.
Lord have mercy. He missed that field goal.
Now,
that was a hard field goal, now.
Now, for me, the field goal never moves.
Right. You should hit that.
He kicked that. I don't know if he saw the field goal was on the left side of the stadium. When he kicked it, you seen it was going. Hey, man, but would you say pressure bust pipes?
Pressure bust pipes.
That's what happens.
There was a lot of pressure on him.
Now
the whole world was watching.
If the Panthers, and it's good to be in Carolina, it's not too much pressure on you.
That's true.
Like if you went to a big market.
Yeah, that's true.
Going to the Panthers, you can get yourself together. You got some pieces around you to where you can move along at a good pace.
That's true.
Panthers, C.J. Stroud.
In that division, they ain't got a whole lot of superstars over there.
Because to me, you're better than Baker Mayfield from the jump.
You think so?
You better than Baker Mayfield.
You always hate on Baker Mayfield. I like Baker Mayfield.
The Buccaneers, they don't know what they doing.
And then you got yellow boy Derek Carr.
You better than Derek Carr.
You see, you always hate on Derek Carr
from the jump.
Stop hating on Derek Carr.
You better than Derek Carr is okay.
I speaking of Derek Carr, coming from Vegas, I saw Vegas has the new self-driving cars, and you could drive around Vegas in a self-driving car. I said I might get on a self-driving car just around Vegas. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do it too much, but I will try it.
I'm not gonna go to school and have to go through driver's ed and then let a machine. Nah,
but it's a strip, so you ain't going far and ain't going fast. It's a strip. You know what I mean? Self-driving cars.
You ever seen one of them?
I ain't never get on the highway with self-driving cars.
Even the strip.
I'll do the strip, though.
If you in the car,
you ain't going that fast.
And that thing mess around and hit somebody,
you ain't going that fast.
You was the driver.
It's a self-driving car.
You got that real.
I'll tell you what the self-driving car will do, though. You ain't gonna be pulled over driving while black.
You know what, Rev?
How you gonna be pulled over driving while black? It's a self-driving car.
That was a good. Yeah, you can sit in the back seat.
Man, please, I'm in the back seat all day.
You get pulled over?
Talk to him.
Talk to the driver. I'm in the back seat.
Yeah, have your license, registration. You ain't answer me because I ain't driving. You might want to ask that computer, Mr. Computer.
See?
Now be him.
See, now what they're gonna do is just
pull him out the car.
Then they're gonna snatch you out the car, Rev. They want everybody.
I'm gonna be talking real slick too. Pull him out the car. Tell him to get out.
Oh, yeah, hey.
It's a self-driving car.
You trust that? Even on the strip.
I do. I'll trust it on the strip. They ain't going that fast. It's not going that fast. But not on the highway. I ain't getting on the highway.
Because eventually what's going to happen is going to go from the strip.
They can keep that part.
To 95 strip.
I tried the strip.
I've seen people. I've seen people in them self-driving cars with my own eyes.
Right.
In the Tesla. And they were asleep on the highway. I hit that brake so fast, let them
go.
You?
Let them go. Let them go.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
I mean, I trust the computer to be on the strip. I ain't trust the computer in 95. I don't care what nobody say.
That's what you take over.
Yeah, it's too many variables.
Yeah.
Anything can happen on the highway. I don't trust no self-driving car on the highway.
I mean, even now, you can see all the cars changing now. My wife, her car, there's a there's a thing on it. You know, you driving. I got in a car one time. I was driving, and it started like vibrating, and it's to stay into the lane.
Listen,
man, I turned that thing off. What kind of crap is that?
Listen, when I first got right before the pandemic, I got that Cadillac. I mean, right before the pandemic. So I'm on 4th Street in Wilmington. I'm going down 4th Street in Wilmington, and you know what happens is, summertime, and what happens is sometimes the people who walk in will get right to the edge as your car is passing.
Man.
And what I didn't realize, because I had just got the car right before the pandemic, just got the car, it's new. What I didn't realize, my car has the sensors that if something too close, this thing was shaking, and I didn't know why it was shaking. And that red light was flashing.
Yeah, that light come on in the
front. That's the first time I seen that.
I don't like that.
Man, I was like, what the world's this?
Yeah.
I thought something was wrong. I mean, Jesus is back. Jesus is coming back.
You thought you had to take the car back.
I thought it was rapture.
Yeah, see, it's...
I was going to heaven.
And like you said, them people on 4th Street, they will get as close as
possible. That's what happened.
See, but when you see me after a while, after years on years,
right?
At first you nervous,
right?
Maybe that's bad,
yeah.
Because after a while,
you like, hey.
I'm just like, you get close if you want to.
Yeah, hey, listen.
This side mirror.
This side mirror. Listen, touch that side mirror, huh?
Touch that hip,
right?
You gonna know that. You gonna know that.
Oh man.
It's, you know, and the Raiders now.
The Raiders?
Get rid of Waller. Now you bring in O.J. Howard for a visit.
Right.
You went backwards.
Well, my question is, could it have been some in the locker room issues?
Is it the coach?
I mean, it could be some issues in the locker room because, you know, some people would just, you know.
Now, you know what he did.
They're unique.
That's a good. That's a good way. And here's the thing too, him being a coach, him studying under Bill Belichick for so long.
Right.
Are you trying to bring that culture?
Culture. That's what I'm saying.
You trying to bring that culture, but you ain't Bill Belichick. You can't bring that culture like that.
I mean, he has to start somewhere. So he's trying to bring a culture in there, and then some people they just they don't conform well. Some people don't conform well.
These new players.
It's hard for them to conform.
Yeah, you don't want to listen. He's trying to be. I don't know what he's trying to do, but you're losing a lot of players. A lot of people don't want to be over there.
Well, I remember.
You made Derek Carr cry.
I mean, Derek Carr, his play might have made him cry.
Man,
his results might have made him cry.
And then the Raiders said what they're building, Derek Carr ain't in that culture.
Because that's what I said. You got to have a certain culture, and if people don't conform to the culture, you got to move on from them. And maybe Waller didn't conform to the culture properly. I remember Chad Johnson. We got to have Chad Johnson on the show one time, saying that his rookie year,
that's my man too.
He didn't have a place to live.
Wow.
Chad Johnson said his rookie year, he didn't have a place to live. What he did was he stayed at the facilities.
I remember that.
He said the facility had everything he needed. Mm-hmm. He could shower.
And nobody knew about it.
And they didn't know.
They always thought that he was in practice early.
Yeah, he thought he was first one there and last one to leave. No, he just never left.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed at the facility, which I thought was genius.
No, it is.
Yeah, I thought it was genius. He said he ain't pay for rent or no. He just stayed right at the facility.
And you know what? A lot of people don't realize. They make fun of the things that he says when he says, I never bought none of them big name brand sneakers and none of that. He's out of the league. But he's one of the smartest businessmen that they have out now.
That's right. That's right. Chad Johnson. My man.
Maybe a lot of these players, they try to paint a picture of him being kind of off the wall.
Right.
A lot of these younger players need to sit down and talk to Chad Johnson about business.
Yeah, about business.
Because some of these players I see, one of these players last year in the NFL, let's talk about this.
Okay.
He pulled up in a tank.
Like a real tank?
Like a military tank.
Oh, yeah, that's my man. He's a genius.
No, he's not.
Because if you because you ain't think about it.
He spent that money.
You ain't think about it. If you got a tank, you ain't got to worry about getting accidents. If you got a tank, you ain't got to really worry about getting carjacked. Ain't nobody gonna carjack a tank. And then if you got a tank, you ain't got to worry about World War III jumping up because you already got a tank. As a matter of fact, the Red might go out to get a tank.
If you pull up here in the tank,
I might go out and get me a tank.
You know how long it's going to take you to get here?
if the Russians or Chinese attack and I got a tank,
they're going to go for you first.
Tell them come on then. Tell them come on. The Rev now got a tank. Now bring a tank.
First of all, here's the thing.
Put some snacks in the tank.
You ain't gonna be worried.
Candy bars and stuff.
You ain't gonna be worried.
I can just live in the tank, man. Please.
You ain't gonna be worried about no Russians and no Chinese if you got snacks in that tank.
I got snacks in the tank, and don't let me put no TV. If I put a TV,
sneak attack,
some snacks, man, I'm good.
They gonna be watching you. They gonna say he just went into the tank.
They gonna be like, Rev, can you come out? No, I ain't coming out there.
They gonna say the Rev just went into the tank and he had them 20 candy bars.
Man.
Sneak attack.
Sneak.
Sneak. But listen, you are a football player.
Right.
What
would you need a tank?
Do you need a tank? Come on, man. Who is your advisor?
Well, now, I also saw Shaq talk about his rookie year. He said his rookie year he got paid $20 million.
They should have learned from him with that.
Yeah. And then he said when he got the check, it came out to be 10-9 because the government took almost half. Said he brought a house for $5. He said he went to buy a car, and the guy was like, "Do you got enough money?" And it offended him. And he brought 3 Bentleys. And he had more money.
He ain't had no more money.
You got to learn how to handle money.
You had $10.9 million. He said he spent $1 million in a day.
Yep.
At Walmart. Just because he said the lady made him mad, wondering if he could have money, if he could afford them couches. So he said, "I bought everything in the store."
He brought everything in the store. What he should have did is just brought the whole store.
Well, now he has 11 Walmarts he owns.
Yeah.
So now he done figured it out.
You got to learn how to handle money.
Mm-hmm. Will Smith too.
After
his first movie, he said, IRS came. He said, "I owe
that money,
$4 million. I never knew how to." He said, "And I didn't have it." Yeah, he did a whole lot of. That's when Independence Day came out. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta.
You got to pay.
We gotta have
to pay Uncle Sam.
We gotta have some classes and conferences on business.
I plan on. You know what? Jim Turner told me that he teaches a financial class.
Come on.
And I plan on having some classes coming up, and you'll hear about it soon in America. And I plan on having because they teach you a lot of things at school.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in school, they taught us Shakespeare, Macbeth. I still remember Macbeth to this day. But they don't teach you how to handle finances.
And let me ask you, Rev, why do you think? Well, I know, but why do you think that is so unnecessary in public schools? That is not a program that they teach.
Because they're not. They want to teach you to be part of the workforce.
Yep.
And you want worker bees to work. You don't want worker bees to succeed in life. You want them to work. You want them to stay nose to the grind. But what we want to teach people is how to succeed in life. And I plan on having some financial classes coming soon.
Yeah, because that is something that is so necessary that we never learn until we make 1,000 mistakes.
Yes.
And you got to learn through the hardships. And I ain't start learning. I'm about to be 40.
Well,
I'm just starting to learn a few years ago.
When the Red was in the Marine Corps, I used to. In the Marine Corps, you got paid once a month. What I used to do was the dumbest thing in the world. By the way, I used to get paid and spend all my money the same day. Literally, spend it all the same day.
See, but that's
I get paid once a month. As soon as I got paid, I was like, I'm balling, and spend all the money.
Because we never
taught how to.
We gave it all back.
Right. I spent all the money.
And we wore it.
And wore it, spent it, threw it away, went to the club, swore I was balling. I'm popping stuff all over the place, throwing money around.
Got back in the car, wasn't no gas in there.
Got back to base. The next day, I have no money. Luckily, Uncle Sam supplied everything you needed. You go to you go to mess hall and eat all you want. You stay at the barracks, but they supply a uniform for you. But back then, I used to spend when I got the Marine Corps. The day I got the Marine Corps, I had no money.
And I think that's necessary for this generation to learn.
Yes.
Business, if not more.
Yes.
Than what they teaching in these classes.
Well, they don't teach them on purpose. I'll give you another example of my life personally. Right before I got out of high school, I mean, it must have been May, my senior year in high school. Mail came for me. It was a credit card. I didn't apply for a credit card. I literally didn't apply for a credit card. I ain't asked nobody for a credit card. It literally came to me, and when it came to me, I didn't know what to do with it, so I just went to the mall.
And you used it.
And used it. All of it. The next month, when the bill came, I was shocked and dismayed.
Yeah. Because you didn't think that they were going to ask for it back.
I'm supposed to pay this? I thought it was a gift. I thought it was, I worked so hard in school, I thought somebody was giving me something.
Somebody was blessing you.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is a blessing.
They was
that's
getting
a trap.
you. They was getting you. Getting you in the rat race.
That's how. And funny thing is, I knew it from the streets. See, when you live on the north side of Wilmington, what would happen is, as you're just going to play, somebody would literally ask you need anything? You need something? And you'd be like, no, I don't need anything. You sure? And they will offer you the first one free. That's to get you a little taste. And once they give you a little taste, they got you hooked.
They got you hooked. And
you had to learn, hey, don't ever get on from them, because they trying to, even though I'll hook you up this time. Nah, I'm good, my man. I'm good.
Because I think when we talk on this show, we always say that there's money out here.
Yes.
For everybody to get.
Yes.
Money's not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
Money's not a bad thing.
Money is a good thing.
Yeah, money is a good thing.
Yes.
So
how you handle money,
that's the thing. But we've all never been taught the right ways to go about business, and it's purposely.
Oh yes.
That it's like that.
Yes.
But we're becoming smarter.
Yes.
We have people who've learned and who are willing to help.
Yes. And if you don't have a plan for money, somebody has a plan for you.
You've been preaching all day.
Oh, well, praise the Lord.
You've been preaching all day.
The Lord
you've been dropping quotes, man.
The Lord
we're gonna have to use that.
The Lord is good. The Lord.
Boy, look at you.
He's a good God.
Yeah.
He's a good God.
Man. Yeah, but that is true.
Yes.
That's
Yes. And the earlier you learn how to handle money, how to handle life, the more successful you'll be in life. And I think we need to start teaching our children how to handle money at an early age. One of the things I like to do personally, and I actually learned this from Muhammad Ali when I beat Muhammad Ali in the fight, by the way. I like to give kids money. Like, I just like to do it. So one of the things I realize is, not only should I give kids money, but it will be a blessing to also teach them how to handle the money, so that when they do receive money, they know exactly what to do with it.
Yeah. And speaking of the story,
I beat Muhammad Ali in the fight.
Giving kids money yesterday.
Oh yeah.
My son, you and my son had a little interaction.
Yeah.
And you said, ain't the Cowboys are going back to the Super Bowl?
Right.
And he looked at you and he kind of shook his head no.
Yeah.
And you said, hold on. He pulled out the money and you put the dollar there. You said, the Cowboys going back to the Super Bowl. He grabbed the dollar and said, I don't know.
Yeah, he might. He like, they might. It's a possibility.
keep going on with this. They're getting closer.
Yeah, right. I got a $5 for you next time. What you going? He like, yo, Ram, this is a possibility. Tell you the truth, Ram.
He said, oh, then he looked at me. He was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
right.
I don't know.
Hey, Dad, listen, it is a possibility.
Oh,
I ain't saying it will, but it is possible.
He laughed in that lobby, boy.
But yeah, it's a real blessing to because what I learned was, and I learned this from a guy who actually taught this. He said that there was a farmer, and the farmer owned the land, and a man came to the farmer and asked him could he work on the land, and his pay would be living on the land and the food. And what happened was, the man said yeah, and the man was living there working the land, and his son was growing up, but the man who owned the land began to be sick, and it wasn't anything that happened right away, but over time he got sicker and sicker. And as the man's son who worked the land grew up, the man who owned the land said, I'm going to send your son to college. I'm going to pay for it. And he sent his son to college. And over time, the son who went to college became a doctor, and he came up with a treatment that the man who owned the land needed to continue to live. So he really invested in his own life by investing into the child. And I always thought that was an incredible story, something that we should learn from. And as we invest in our children, we're really investing in our future.
Because the Bible says, you honor your mother and your father so your days will be longer.
That's right.
So
that's right.
All that goes hand in hand.
Hand in hand. And you train the child in the way they should go. And when they go older, they won't depart. When they get older, they won't depart. When they get older, not when they're younger. When they get older. Because when they're young, they're a little wild and crazy. But when they get older, they won't depart. So if you train them now, you're actually investing in your own future. Yeah. So that's why we like sports. That's why we watch the March Madness and the young people in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. Did you see in the Major League Baseball the guy played in the baseball World Classic and got hurt?
Hurt himself. And a lot of people been,
Diaz.
on him. Yeah, a lot of people been on him. They said, you got much bigger plans.
Yes.
In baseball, and you messed up, your chances for this year. And he's like, I understand that, but the people that I grew up with, my people,
right,
don't get to see things
their
like
culture,
that.
right?
Yeah, it's much bigger for our culture. So he said, I'd do it over and have it happen again.
Yes, yeah.
Because it means more.
Yeah, even though Major League Baseball playing you a whole lot more.
I mean,
yeah, Yeah, I mean, keep that money. I didn't say you don't play for your people.
Hey, he signed that contract. He got that money now.
He got that money, but them people paying you a whole lot of money to pay.
Now, before we get out of here, let's jump to the Sixers, man.
Oh, yeah, because the Sixers play tonight.
And
the Reds will be there tonight.
And let me tell you something. Everybody's talking about these number 1 and number 2 seed Bucks and Celtics.
Yeah.
They need to watch out for these 76ers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because they move in a different way that ain't nobody. A lot of people ain't prepared for this now.
How many games Sixers won in a row so far?
8.
They got 8 games.
But this is the second time this season that they've won 8 games.
Come on, Sixers.
In a row.
The Red picked you in the beginning of the season to win this thing. I know the Phillies let the Philadelphia fans down. I know the Eagles let the Philadelphia fans down. Eagles hurt your heart, didn't it? But
no, we good. We fine.
The Eagles hurt your heart, but Philadelphia fans, if you just hang in there, because I think the Sixers gonna pull it through. I think the Sixers gonna come up and win the East and maybe the title.
I hope so.
They gotta be like the Eagles.
They got a really good shot.
They got a real good chance.
They got a real good chance. Yeah, you got the best center in the league.
Embiid. Did you see the picture with me and Embiid?
Yeah,
I ain't a small man.
Yeah, you next to Embiid was
a shame, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And if you look at the picture closely, what's the crazy part is he's actually bending down to make me feel a little better.
Because he put his arm on his shoulder.
Yeah, he kind of bending down to make me feel a little better. I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm not a sure guy at all. Yeah.
But that's what your face
I don't like this.
That's what your face looks like.
That's I don't like this. Ain't nothing short about me.
Yeah, he was.
America, guess what? We love you. We like to spend time with you. Tomorrow, same time, same channel. Yeah. Don't miss it. We'll keep rolling to the top. Ron, we're going to roll to the top. We're going all the way.
All the way.
You see the Rev live at 60 Fir Avenue, Bear, Delaware, 19701. That's 60 FIR Avenue, Bear, Delaware. And for more content, search Faith and Sports with D-Rev on your Google or Spotify podcasts.